Hello everybody. Today I want to talk more about the gaming industry as usual. But today I want to talk about these, I don't want to say gateway companies, but I guess they are, where publishers sending these games to make sure they release to the general market. But the thing is, in all these games that have been within the past year or so I'm talking about Anthem, Fallout 76, I'm talking about Battlefield 5, I think they're called live service games. And what they have been doing is they've been calling each other live service games because it's live. And it'll constantly grow and update, and I don't think this is right. It's just... Sorry, I'm trying to think. These gateway companies, I don't know who they are, but I know they exist, need to review a game fully. I know they're just checking for the content. They're checking for if it's ready to go out with the right ratings and everything like that. But in retrospect, they're not doing their job. They're not making sure this is a fully fledged product that companies are willing to send. Developers are falsely advertising their games, thinking they're going to be great games, and then they send them to these companies that don't really review them, and then it gets to the consumer, and then the consumers are really, really upset because this is not the product they were expecting. And this is very bad. This is very bad. And so, I just don't think it's right. And I want to go on to say that these companies need to do a better job. The government needs to step in, because the video game industry takes a huge part of the economy. And the economy is made up of millions of things. I get that. Millions of companies and stuff like that, but the video game market takes a good share of that. I want to say it's like, let's say the economy, I'm just estimating or even pretending, it's like 300 billion, let's say, the economy. I don't know how it's actually worth, but let's just use that, 300 billion. The video game industry probably takes up a good 4.2 billion out of that. So it's very low, but it's enough to do something. But the thing is, these video game publishers and developers are not doing what's right. They are not upholding the standard of what is right and what is wrong. And it's not acceptable for these companies to do this. I think the biggest example is, you can name any game within the past 2 years, 2017, 2019. But I think the biggest one is Anthem, the most recent game I can think of, is where they make this game good. At the E3 demo, they spark it up like there's going to be a giant robot going across the way, a lively hub where you can interact with citizens, and there's so much stuff to do. But what actually is happening is that they falsely advertise, think it's such a great game, but it's not. And what I think is happening is that people think it's going to... what I know is happening is people think it's going to be a great game, expecting a great game from BioWare, but they're heavily optimistic about this. They want this game to succeed, and for me as a pessimist, I know it's going to fail. Because I've done my research, and I just know companies that are doing these days. Again, like the only companies I said are PlayStation and Nintendo. They are good companies that uphold good morals and everything like that. So I think that there's a lot to be said to these companies, and I think they deserve an award, and they have. God of War recently got the Game of the Year, and before that it was Nintendo on Breath of the Wild. And they deserve great games. But to be honest, I think the Game of Year awards, I think that of last year, I think Horizon Zero Dawn should have beat out Breath of the Wild. Now, I know that's a huge accusation from a PlayStation fan, but I don't know. Horizon Zero Dawn was a great story and had a lot of great elements, and it was very deep in nature and like what you didn't know. Breath of the Wild was more like you can do whatever you want, and I get that, and I like those kind of games, but it was more it was more particular for a type of genre. Like, you had more puzzles in Breath of the Wild than anything, and I don't really like puzzles, so I don't really play it, plus I don't have a Switch. But anyways, I'm going on a tangent. A really huge tangent. What was I saying? But anyways, it's just going along with Anthem, that people know that, thinking that this is going to be a great game, with lots of potential, but end up being crap. And they don't know any better. And you guys come to release day, and it's full of bugs and glitches, and it's just a horrible, horrible game. It's not right, and they need to fix it, because these gateway companies do not check these things. And if you're going to release a game, I want a full-fledged product. I don't want a broken game, because that's not what I paid for. And so it's just, I want these gateway companies to actually test a game. Now, if there's minor bugs and funny glitches, like Spider-Man or stuff like that on the PlayStation, then that's fine, because it doesn't really affect the gameplay that much. But if I'm lagging and glitching and rubber banding all the time, even if I have the best PC, best console in the world to run these things, that's just wrong, because it's just not right to do that. And these gateway companies should review a game fully, and what they should do is that they should send the game back to the developer and say, fix this. And if they don't, they're going to not send their game out to the public, therefore not making any money. But if they do, if they do send it, I want them to be a fully fledged game, and I want to pay it for a full game. And that's not right. And I just think that we deserve the respect and honor to actually get a full-fledged game from the developers. And so I just think that gateway companies should check these games all the time and actually play them themselves. I know the review for stuff that's inappropriate to public or stuff like that, but I don't care. All I care about is that they're not lying to us and giving us a crappy product. That's just not right. And so I just believe that I want these gateway companies to be more stricter. I want the government to crack down on these developers, because they're doing nothing right. And I just think that we deserve more of a game. If we're paying $60 for a full-fledged game with a product, that's what I expect. And I don't want a $15 Anthem. So I don't want a $60 Anthem to be a $15 game, but still charging $60 for it. That's not right. That's not fair, and we don't deserve that at all. Not at all. So, anyways, my little rant is over. Just please, gateway companies, I don't know who you are, but I know you are out there. Please check the full game. This is not what we deserve. This is not what we expect, and we want companies to be honest with each other. So yeah, hope you guys are doing well. Anyways, I'll see you guys later.